Hi guys and girls, Harry McKenzie from viresdown.com. Hope you're all doing well. So a few days ago I was lucky enough to be invited on the Yamaha off-road experience to test ride their new for 2019 WR450F. Although I was a little bit of a noob to off-road riding, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And the beauty of the Yamaha off-road experience is that you can start on smaller bikes and work your way up. So they cater for all kinds of types of riders, including newbies such as myself. But in no time at all, with some fantastic tuition from the instructors there, I felt right at home on the 450, and here are a few of its specs. So the engine has been revised for 2019, and it features something that you'd see on the YZ450 models, which are the off-road models of the bike, which is a reverse cylinder head configuration. Now this is, as I say, directly from MXGP technology, something that Yamaha have done for a few years now, and it seems to work really well for them. Now in terms of the characteristics of the engine itself, low down is a little bit lumpy, but as soon as you get it into its power band, which is around mid-range is where it really starts kicking in, it's absolutely smooth, it's absolutely fine, it's extremely powerful, perhaps in my opinion probably a bit too powerful for the types of trials and trails that we were riding, but the engine is extremely powerful and definitely up on the Honda 450 off-road model that they do. As I say, power's up, and it is a little bit frightening at times, but so long as you keep your finger over that super light clutch, which has actually been revised for 2019, they have a new clutch system which is slightly lighter, slightly more durable. The engine's completely manageable and is good fun, but it does get your adrenaline pumping a little bit. You don't want to squirt the throttle a bit too much on this bad boy. Something which has also been revised is the suspension. So the internals have been revised to KYB internals, and the rear shock reservoir has actually been increased by 30 cc's. So what that extra 30 cc's does is just allow a bit more plushness, a bit more travel, and just smooth out all the lumps and bumps that you're going to experience on trails. And I honestly found that the only limit to the bike and its handling really, or the suspension rather, was just the rider. If you keep looking ahead and you keep focusing ahead on the trails, you're going to be absolutely fine. The bike can soak it up, the bike can do it. It's really rider ability that's going to stop the bike from performing well, and I was quite a burden on it, but I got there in the end. So from the suspension to the handling, as I say, the bike can handle all the lumps and bumps that you're throwing at it, and I felt it to be really plush. I felt it, if you look somewhere and you wanted to go there, it's going to go there. The bike's around about 4 kilos lighter than last year's model, so you can definitely feel the lightness, but compared to the 250 variant, even though it's a little bit heavier, I felt it to be a bit more planted and a bit more suitable for taller riders. Perhaps shorter riders are going to feel a bit more comfortable on the 250, but the 450's extra weight just made it feel a little bit more planted when you're going, especially on slippery stuff, especially on rocks and really heavy mud. The bike just felt a lot better. Now, for those of you that love a little bit of technology, that Yamaha sort of road technology has been crossed over to their off-road stuff. What that enables you to do is basically from your smartphone operate the fuel maps on the bike. So the bike comes with 2 fuel maps, one being blue. There's a little sort of switch on the handlebar which we'll show in a second. One is blue, which is the softer, more easy power mode, a little bit less power, a little bit less response on the throttle. And then you've got when the blue light is off, that is basically A mode on your Yamaha R1s and your MT-09s, which is basically batshit crazy mode. It's epic fun, but again, it's one of those things that you're going to have to be a pretty seriously good rider to be able to ride a bike with that much grunt and that much of a responsive throttle properly. So what this app enables you to do is, as I say, operate it from your smartphone, change the engine mapping, change the parameters of each mode to perfectly suit your riding, which is pretty cool. One other feature of this bike, which perhaps the more conventional off-road riders might not like, is its super lightweight electric starter and lithium-ion battery setup. So unlike a lot of enduro bikes, this bike isn't going to have a Kickstarter. Some people are going to like that, some people aren't. Personally, I always get a little bit anxious when I'm going to kickstart a sort of bigger single cylinder motorcycle. So just having an easy button to press and to get it going, to me seems like a really good option, and it saves a little bit of weight as well. So what I've really liked about this bike was its optional power modes. You know, if you're really feeling a bit naughty and you want to just have it and rip it wherever you want to go, then switch off the blue, switch it to mode 2, I believe it is, and then you can have all the fun you want. And it's pretty aggressive and it slides all over the place, and you can wheel it in third gear and all that crazy stuff. But if you want to just rein it in a little bit, all you have to do is a quick switch of the button and it's reined in. It's not completely reined in, obviously it's a big 450cc motor, so it's basically like the equivalent of 1,000 but off-road, and it only weighs about 120 odd kilo, so it's pretty light. But it does just make the bike just that bit more manageable and a bit more fun, and you don't have to be as focused, if you will, on trying to stay alive. So one thing that I think is a little bit of a drawback is that out of the box, when you go to Yamaha, it's not Euro 4 homologated, so you will have to convert it yourself to be used on the road. And Yamaha do make this quite easy for you, and you know, for about 400 or 500 quid you can get it road legal, and you can ride from your green lane to your green lane and wherever you need to go to. The benefit of that though is that you save quite a bit on the cost initially. So on last year's model, I think it's coincidentally enough 450 quid cheaper than the 2018 model, which is Euro 4 compliant and homologated to be used on the road. So drawback benefit either way, you can make it road legal yourself and get buzzing around that. Okay, so what are my overall thoughts on the new WR450F? Well, it's epic fun. I cannot recommend you getting on one enough. You know, get yourself to a Yamaha off-road experience if you don't want to buy one, and just see how it feels. Just ride off-road and challenge yourself. That was the most interesting thing about this bike, is how much of a challenge it is, and how you have to relearn how to ride again. And that's something that I really enjoyed, and this bike did enable that for me. Yes, it was a challenge, but that's what riding should be. You know, when you're trying to push yourself and you're trying to improve, this is a bike to do it on. It's extremely capable, and when you see the instructors go out on the WR450 and show you how it's really done, and you know how capable this bike is. And yeah, I can't recommend it highly enough. You know, see the full review on viresdown.com. I've been Harry McKenzie. Have a good day.